Let's see here. Is it recording? Yeah, it's recording. Hey guys, what's up? It's DFM 1996 from A Beautiful Way to Die. Like you guys can remember from any of my videos, if I still have some, of my old subscribers and viewers. You guys can call me Dan, Daniel, anything you want. I'm back. I'm back making videos for my channel and for YouTube and everything like that. I'm excited to come back with some new technology and like everything like that. And I'll explain a lot to you why I was gone, why I haven't been uploading and everything like that. But first off, I would like to explain the game we're watching in the background. It's that new Dead Rising DLC. I think it's new. It's the newest right now, I think. Excuse me. It's the DLC that's makes fun of like the all the Street Fighter things, like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Ultra Turbo, and all that shit. So that's what this is making fun of, and I think it's pretty fun. I only play it because it's Frank. That's the only reason I bought it. It's because Frank West is in it, and it's cosplaying. So who doesn't want to cosplay? So there's that. So that's what's playing in the background. First question I'm gonna probably explain is where have I been? Why haven't I been making videos? Why haven't I been doing much? Well, the reason I haven't been doing anything is because I went to college, and I started back in October. So I went to college for graphic design out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I thought before I went, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have enough time to do all the things I want. I'm gonna make all the videos I want. I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna do that. I'm just still gonna have all the free time I had when I was back at home before I went to college. And it really didn't work out like that. It was disappointing to me at first, but like I was like, okay, I got to worry about my education. I'll come back when I'm graduated. So I was there for, it was a 2 year school, so I was like, let's do that. And so when I first moved out there, I didn't get on campus, housing. I didn't get dorms. The way my college worked is you had um, you had like the ghetto hotels. Like this apartment was the ghetto. It was like nasty in that hotel. I didn't like it at all. And then you had like the fancier apartments, like the townhouse apartments, and then you had the hotel for temporary before you moved into the one of those two, or dorms. So like there was all those, and I paid for dorms, but they didn't. There wasn't an opening for me yet, so I was living on the in a hotel apartment place. It was a half apartment, half hotel. Sorry, I thought my webcam was being weird. I was looking at my list and they were like slow. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it was a half apartment, half hotel, and it was okay. I mean, it was a weird concept, but the room I was staying in was awesome. Like you'd walk in, there would be a kitchen, and then like a living room, which was awesome, and then a bedroom. I was sharing it with my brother at the time, and before he left to go to another college and pursue something else. And so after he left, I lived on my own. So I was in this nice apartment, kinda. It was a hotel thing by myself. I was playing, you think I'd have all this time to make a video by myself, but I had a lot of work actually after the first week. We were doing projects like right from the get-go, and it was weird. So I was there doing all that, and also the way I had to do my videos is I used to own a Windows 8 computer desktop. So for me to do any of the videos, I had to have the computer near the TV and the Xbox at all times, and like there was no space because I slept on a futon in the living room because that was my room, and so I had no room to put a desk or anything there. So I was like not worried about it. I wasn't gonna move my computer over just to make a video real quick and then move it back. It was too much of a hassle to do, so I wasn't like really up to it. Plus all the homework I had, and like I was exhausted at the end of the day, so I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So I was just living on my own for like maybe about 3 weeks till I got a notification that I was gonna move on to the dorms, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna move into a dorm, a college dorm. It's finally, and that was near the school. I can make a lot more friends. I was mostly just a recluse when I lived in the hotel, so I kept to myself and just did my work and played Xbox recreational. There it goes again. No, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my webcam right now. I'm just weirding out. But anyway, I was just like doing stuff by myself, just relaxing when I came home from school after homework and everything like that. So I was doing that, and And I got a notification I was going to go to the dorms, and I was so excited because that was near the school, and I'd be living with people, and I'd be making friends. And I was like, okay, I'm excited for this. The guy that told me, he gave me the letter. He goes, you got to move out by, I think he gave me the letter on a Wednesday. And he's like, okay, you're going to have to be home. You're going to have to move out by Saturday. It was like, you're Wednesday or Friday, you need to move out by Saturday. And I'm like, okay, I got to call my parents, my family, who's like 3 hours away. So I called them, and I was like, can you come out and help me move this weekend? And they're like, no, we can't. We're busy. And I was like, okay. So I called back the guy that helps with the school, and he's like, well, I'm going home this weekend, so, I don't know what you're going to do. And I was kind of pissed off. Like, this was the first problem I had with this guy, and I was like, you fucking asshole. Like, first off, he said, the way he said he was going home was like, fuck you, I'm going home for the weekend, you can't. And I was like, I want to go home too every weekend, or every other weekend, and see my family. But no, don't. So this guy who was supposed to help me move wasn't there, and I was fucking pissed. So I was like, okay, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay in my apartment for another week, that room I was staying in. And I'm like, now you're gonna move in with someone else. And I was a little pissed off because I was enjoying living by myself, and I wanted at least one more week by myself before I had to move out and live with people. And he's like, okay, you're gonna move up to this room with somebody. And I was like, I was fucking pissed because I was like, what if they put me with an asshole? This is gonna be the most miserable week of my life. And so he gave me the kid's name, he gave me this, so I was like, come home. And he called me in class. I was like, you kind of call in class. I'm like, what do you want? He goes, you're moving out. You have to move out. I'm like, I know, but when? Today. I'm like, where's my roommate? So he gave me the room, and it lived upstairs with me. So I go and I knock on the kid's door, and he's like, this little nerdy kid. Like, I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna have a problem with this. He seems like a cool little kid. So we go down, we get all my stuff, my clothes, my game, my Xbox, my computer, all this fucking shit, all my food. Like, I had to move it up to this kid's room, and like I had to do it in like a day. I had to be out by that day, that Thursday. And so I was like, okay. So I had to live with this kid for a week, and this kid ended up being the coolest room I'd ever had. I couldn't call. I don't call him my close friend, but I was a friend with him. He was a pleasure to live with. Like, I didn't mind living with him. He had a Wii U, and he let me play it, and I was okay with it. We talk about video games and like life and like college. So he wasn't bad. I mean, he was a cool kid. I didn't mind. We'd do our own thing. I'd lay on the couch. He'd play on his bed, and we separated. We did our own thing, and then we talked for a bit, do our own thing, talk a bit. And I was okay with it. He was actually one of the best roommates I could ever ask for. He was like a good roommate. I miss him, but when I lived with him for a week, and after that week, I was like, okay, so I gotta go. And I gave him my number, and I was like, okay, text me, and whatever. I'll hang out with you. Don't worry. I'm not. He was a nerd, but I was never gonna turn my back on him because he had to deal with me, and I'm not the kind of person you want to live with because I'm a lot to handle. So like, I was like, okay, well, whatever. So I moved out, and I moved into the dorms. I moved all my stuff again. So I moved like fucking 3 times in a matter of a month. It's because I lived there for like a month, and then I moved out of the hotel apartment thing, and I moved into the dorms. So I moved into the dorms, and I even had less amount of time to make videos. Like, I was meeting people, I was going out and socializing, and I was just being a college kid. I was just getting myself out there. I made a lot of friends, like a lot of good friends and everything. And so now you guys are wondering, well, you went to college. What are you doing now? Why do you have time now to make videos or something like that? Not so much. I kind of left college, and all my friends and everything. And I didn't leave because I was lazy. I didn't leave because it was hard. I left because the program I was in wasn't what I thought it'd be. I went to a school for graphic design, and I've been doing graphic design. It's not my first career choice, and it hasn't always been. It's never been my first career choice. I've been doing graphic design since I was in 10th grade of high school, and I was like, it was a fun thing to do. It was a good trade. I didn't mind making things for people and like designing things. It's a fun career. But it wasn't always my first choice, and when I went there to go build on, like, learn more skills, like newer skills, and build up upon them after like first period up. It was a 2-year school, But what happened to be, it was like school for you had to have already had that talent. You'd already have to know how to draw and shit. And I don't know how to draw, so you had to do all this and build on that skill already. I didn't have the skill. Like the only thing I knew how to do was Photoshop and like other computer stuff. I was a computer designer, not a physical drawing designer, and it was weird. And like I had a drawing class, and this is how complex the drawing class is. If I have graphic designers that watch me, what they do is they'd give you an ad, like a magazine ad, say for like a Mercedes Benz, a Volkswagen, or something like a car, and they'd give it to you, and they're like, draw this car, and I was like, the fuck you think I'm gonna draw this car? You think I'm gonna draw it, make it look just like the ad? You're fucking crazy. But no, there were kids in my class, my friends even. Some of my friends I made in that class, they're like, oh, look at this. And I look at it, it's fucking amazing. It looks just like the ad. Like, these kids were talented kids. And so right away, I felt discouraged. I felt like low on myself at that point. I was like, I don't know how to draw. And like, this is gonna put like a huge effect on my shit. And another thing is like the school said, oh, if you need tutoring, just come in and we give you someone. We'll give you someone to help you tutor. And I was like, okay, I'm obviously gonna need help with drawing. So I was like, okay, let's do this. So I go and I ask for a tutor, and they're like, okay, well, do you go to these Wednesday things? And what these Wednesday segments are is you go to a fucking computer lab with like 60 other kids from other programs with other majors, and like have tutors from each major helping you. And I'm like, that's a waste of my time. I just want a private tutor and like get this shit over with. And they're like, no, go to this Wednesday session. You gotta go to this Wednesday session. If you go to this Wednesday session, you don't do good, we'll give you a private tutor. I'm like, but I'm asking for physical help, and you're not giving it to me. And I got really pissed at that point. Like, I need help, and I want to succeed. They just weren't giving it to me, and I was like, okay, fuck you. So I was like, I was doing everything on my own. It was becoming a real damper and hard for me. Like, I could not draw, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was physically scared of failing, and like, stress got me. I had breakdowns and stuff, so like the stress was getting too much. It wasn't what I thought, and like it was for the talented, and I was not talented in that field. So I had to leave all these good friends I made and all this. And you guys are gonna probably wonder, well, what are you doing now after you dropped out? I'm gonna go to become a mortician. I'm gonna go to mortuary school and be a funeral director, work with the dead bodies and stuff. So that's what I plan on doing. And so that's why I dropped out. So I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands. So I'm going to be making more videos and stuff like that. And, it's really disappointing because, like, I never wanted to drop out. So, like, when I dropped out, I was upset with myself. I felt down on myself. Excuse me, my hair's being a bitch because I didn't comb it after I showered this morning. It was becoming a pain in the ass, but I was depressed, and I was like, okay, I'm a college dropout. Like, I'm the lowest of the low. Like, I know it's normal for a person or a student to go into a college with a major, saying like biology, and be like, I don't like this. I want to do like another major. It's normal. But at my college, I didn't have the classes I need or the degree I needed to become a funeral director. So I was like, I gotta drop out, so I had to leave and everything. And it was disappointing, and I felt bad. I felt low on myself. I was like, I'm lazy. I'm pathetic for dropping out of high school. So, like, I didn't want to do a lot. Like, I could have made videos. I could have made this video and stuff like that earlier, and I was like, no, I don't want to do much. So I just laid in my room, and I watched Netflix and just went on Tumblr. I just sat there, and I was, like, just reflecting on what I was doing. At one point, I think, just yesterday, I was like, okay, I gotta stop being such a fucking asshole and like feeling down on myself. Everyone drops. A lot of people do what I did. I need to have a more positive attitude on what I'm doing and like get my life back on track. So I'm gonna do a lot more with myself and get this back into my hobby of making YouTube videos and stuff like that. So there's that. Next question is, well, why are you doing a video like this with a face cam video of you already playing a game in the background? Well, one, I have a new computer. Like I said, I have a MacBook Pro, and what the problem is with this is when I had my Dell computer, I'd use a Turtle Beach mic. So in order for you to use that mic, you'd have to have a USB port, a mic port, a headphone port, like for mic headsets and stuff. I have a first problem with the MacBook Pro. I love Apple computers now since I got one. First problem with this computer is it's very limited on USB ports. So there's I think there's one on this side, and then there's one on this side. So it only has two USB ports, and that's like, no, why? So like for Triple Threat Thursdays, that's a problem because we use 3 Turtle Beach mics, and just imagine like that's gonna be hard. And plus, I need a USB port for the capture card, so like I need a lot of ports. So that's one thing. So I had to buy a USB adapter and add more USBs. And 2, it doesn't have a mic port. And a mic port it goes on, usually on computers you'd have 2 slots, 2 holes. One's for a mic, and one's for a headset port. So it doesn't have a mic port, so I gotta buy an adapter for me to use both a headset and a headphone, so I could like do records. And it was bullshit. Like, I'm fucking pissed. So I don't have equipment right now, and I have the one, but I'm getting the thing so I can put a mic in. This, I think Friday I'm gonna get it. I'm not sure yet, but I'm doing that. So reason I haven't made a video when I came home is because I gotta get more equipment. So like it's bullshit. I gotta get all these add-ons for my computer. So that's why I've been a little lazy on buying or making the videos, because like I don't have the equipment. I need to buy more equipment for a newer computer. But with a newer computer, I can record in a higher definition and do all this. So I'm actually really happy I have a new computer. But like I've had a lot of technical difficulties. Well, one, there's been an update for the capture card program I use. I use a certain capture card, and like I was using an outdated version for like the longest time over the summer. When they came out with a newer version, because they came out with a newer model of a capture card, so like they did all this. So like I'm now learning how to use this new updated version of the capture card program, and it's hard. It's like bullshit. So there's that. I had to learn how to do that. But when I get back to making videos, it'll be better quality because of the new settings, new computer and everything. Editing would be a lot better. I have iMovie since I have this computer, hence why there's a face cam. So like editing these games and like videos and stuff are gonna be easier now on since I have iMovie. You guys probably have a bunch of questions on the series I've done. What's going to happen with Dead Rising 2's Let's Play? What's going to happen to Triple Threat Thursday? What's going to happen to, everything? First off, I would like to point out some more bad news. Is my Xbox 360 got stolen when at college. It's bullshit. I got a new roommate before I left for Christmas break. So I got a new roommate, and he came back earlier than I did. So he used my 360. I come back and like they treated it like shit. Like you're all probably wondering, like, it's a 360, Dan. Like, who gives a shit? Well, I do, because it's my fucking system, and it's been here for me since I was like I had that version of the Xbox. I had a few 360s. I had that one since I was in 10th grade. So it's a classic Xbox. It has a lot of memory to me. It has a lot of nostalgia. And here I come home and they're having it on its side, which could damage. Like, having an Xbox 360 horizontal is bad. Like, bad for the fucking console and the game. So, like, first thing I saw was like, fuck, what are you doing to my fucking console? I also saw them, like, they didn't know what the capture card is, so they just plugged it in and it was just hanging near the door. Like, when you walked into my dorm, which it was like also an apartment, you'd walk in and then the TV would be right there. And so they had the Xbox hanging there and like capture cards like sitting right next to the door. So like anybody could step on it. Luckily it's perfectly fine. And I was so happy. I was more worried about the capture card than the Xbox. And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know, so all that. So I come back to there. So I left for a week, 2 weeks, and said I was going to drop out. I had a week break. So it was like, here, look, I'm not coming back. And he's like, your Xbox 360 was stolen. So it's bullshit. So I was like, what the fuck? So I don't have a 360. So every video from Dead Rising and everything's going to be delayed. I'm going to be doing vlogs. Triple Threat Thursday is going to come back once I get all the equipment. And yeah, so everything's going to be back. The Triple Threat Thursday will be there with the new videos. The Co-op Task Force is canceled because, you know, I lost all the videos for Dead Rising for the Gears of War. So, you know, I have a lot of cancellations, but I'm going to start a lot of new things. Like, my Plants vs. Zombies thing is going to be... I'm going to make a new thing with Plants vs. Zombies. It's going to be a vlog. So I'm going to tell you stories from when I was in college about, you know, all that. Triple Threat Thursday, new Let's Plays like Evil Within, some of this Dead Rising stuff and all that. And, like, I have some Xbox games and PlayStation 1 games. So I'm going to be doing all that. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and, you know, listening to me and why I'm back. So hopefully I'll have a video up by Saturday. And so I'll see you all Saturday maybe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon.